Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, so I recorded this already. Excuse the grain with the sweater. I was at work and that's what I was wearing. Anyways, so let's just say my camera has me messed up because I already recorded this. I'm not recording on my camera, I'm recording on my phone because my camera had me, again, messed up. So here we are again. So yeah, I'm trying to make this quick because, like I said, I already filmed it. I was already trying to post it today, which is probably not gonna happen. I'm trying to get it done because I promised a video every week and I'm gonna make sure I stick to that. So let's get started. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today was what I wish I knew before having a baby, which, you know, 4 years later, here I am. I have a 4-year-old, obviously, and these are just things that I wish that I knew before having a baby. And so the first one that I want to talk to you about is to try to make time for yourself. I know that sounds simple and it sounds almost like, duh, make some time for yourself, but no, really make time for yourself. When you become a mom, it's like your whole life is wrapped up in taking care of this little person that you don't even think about you sometimes. At least for me personally, that was my experience. I felt like I was so focused on my daughter that I could literally think of nothing else. I used to put on makeup every day. I used to get dressed and I just didn't. Also, speaking of getting dressed every day, look at me. Obviously, I still have problems with that today. If you want to know, I came home from work. The hair is just not it. If you want, you can follow me on my Instagram. I'll post it like right here. And you can listen about the hair chronicles or see my stories about the hair chronicles. That is my hair that I don't do apparently. But anyways, what I was saying was try to make time for yourself. Whether that means putting on makeup, going for a walk to get some air. Like I remember I was cooped up in my room for weeks. Just make some time for yourself. If that is like one thing that I have to say, is just do it, please. It will help you with your sanity a little bit, just overall feel better. Like I said, I was cooped up in the house for weeks and I feel like it took a toll on my mental health a lot. Like, you know, when they say like you have the baby blues for 2 weeks, but then it can kind of fall to postpartum depression. I feel like I was getting to that point a little bit, but I also think it's because I just wasn't taking care of myself. I didn't know how to take care of myself anymore because I was so focused on taking care of my daughter. Now, number 2, what I wish I knew was how much relationships can struggle after having a baby. Like, you know that relationships change, like all relationships. The relationship you have with your partner, the relationships you have with your friends, family, things like that. Like, I knew it changed, but I don't think I was really prepared for it or expected it as much. What I mean by that is, like, my boyfriend and I, we were so focused on being parents and adjusting to taking care of a baby that we didn't make time for each other. And I think even me and him talk about that till this day, that it was almost like we were co-parenting. Like obviously we're together, but it's like it kind of felt like we weren't, so at times, if that makes sense. Like we were just so focused on taking care of our daughter that we just weren't making time for each other. So that's one of my biggest things, is try to make that time for each other, whether that means going out or going on walks, you know, starting a show together. Like I know that my boyfriend and I, we started watching like Hell's Kitchen together, going to the movies, you know, things like that. And I know it's hard for some people because they might not have that support system where they can watch their daughter or son, whoever. Even as a family, you guys just going out, you know, something. Because I feel like for us, we were very, like I said, cooped up at home, and I feel like it was rough on us. And I just think that if I could go back, I wish that I knew how much having a baby would change things, and I would have put, you know, relationships more as a priority. But not even just like relationships with your partner. I feel like relationships in general change with whoever. So So like for me, I was living with my parents during the time where I had my daughter, during the first 2 years. And so like I said, I feel like that also affected our relationship, because it's not like we could go out and do things, but then also it affects your relationship with your family as well, because it's like they're also getting adjusted to seeing you as a parent. They're, you know, putting in their comments, or not that it was a bad thing. It was just like people are watching you, like, this is what you're doing, I might do something different. You know, it's an adjustment for everybody. It's an adjustment for friends. Like my friends, they don't have kids. So here I am, like the only one, and I had to tell them, okay, well, I need to go find a babysitter or whatever the case may be. But most of the time, my friends will be like, just take her, bring her, you know, like that's just how my friends are. And I feel like in general, I got a really good support system. It's just things that I wish I like knew or thought about before having my daughter. My next one is, everyone is going to have an opinion, whether we like it or not. And that part is so rough. Like I felt like that part was really hard on me, because there were certain things that I wanted to do with my baby, or just do things my own way. And I feel like I let comments really guide me on what I should do, even though I maybe wasn't fully comfortable with it. And all I can say is, you know what is right for your baby, you know. And you may like feel like you may feel a little bit hesitant about it, but at the end of the day, that's your baby. You know what is right with your baby. You know what to do. I know it can be hard being a new parent, because you're like, what the F do I do with a baby? But you'll know. It comes naturally to you. Some days are harder than others, but don't let what other people say steer you from what you want to do. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's your baby. You know what is best for your baby. And I feel like for me, I wish I just thought that way before. I'm just saying. My next one, breastfeeding. Can I just start off by saying I freaking loved breastfeeding. I did. I breastfed my daughter for 14 months and I loved it. I loved the bond that it made between her and I, and it was just easier. Oh my God. Like in the middle of the night, let me just say, there's nothing wrong with formula feeding. I'm just happy that I didn't have to wake up in the middle of the night and bottles and stuff. I just take it out, you know? However, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about how difficult breastfeeding can be on somebody. It is very demanding and it can take a toll on you physically and mentally. Like, this ain't looking the same no more, okay? And that's hard to go ahead and accept. But not only that, mentally, it's hard. It is very hard, because I know when I first started breastfeeding my daughter, it freaking hurts. And I was exclusively breastfeeding, so I was the only one feeding my daughter. So I was up every 2 to 3 hours, and I was the only one feeding her, because like I said, I was exclusively breastfeeding. And you're so sleep deprived, and you're just exhausted. And I feel like it could take a toll on you mentally. Like, it's hard. That's all I gotta say. Is when you're not used to it, when you're first starting off, it can be so hard. And although I love it, I also feel like it's also not for everybody. And in our society, it's almost like you're forced to do it. Like, not forced, but it's like you're kind of shitted on if you choose not to. And I feel like at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to be taking care of your baby. And if you're not fully like good, then that's also going to affect your baby. And you also have to take care of yourself, and you want to be the best mom that you can. And if that means not breastfeeding and formula feeding, that's all that matters. As long as you are happy, your baby's happy, you guys are both healthy, that is all that matters. When they say fed is best, it's true, it's facts. Like I said, I love breastfeeding, but if you don't want to do it, that's all good. Like, people get so hung up on, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, whatever you want to do, that's whatever. That's what I'm trying to say. My next one, for me, this is kind of hard for me to talk about, because I felt like here my kid is at 2 years old, and she's so smart and she knows better. Like, when she's not supposed to be doing something, she knows. And I feel like at times I was kind of hard on my daughter. Like I would put her on timeout and things like that. Don't come for me. But yeah, and I just feel like now looking back at it, I'm just like, she didn't know better. You know, it's like they're obviously little, and I know 2 sounds young because when I think about it, it makes me feel kind of shitty. They're learning. And you know, it's our job as parents to go ahead and try to teach them which way to go. My last thing is, for all of this, I just want you to give yourself some grace, because there's no handbook on what we're supposed to do or how we're supposed to do things, how we're supposed to parent, any of that. It's hard, and it's like one day you're just you, and then the next day you have a whole ass baby and you're just like, what do I do with you? What do I do with you? And so my biggest tip is just to give yourself some grace. I even struggle with that today. I have my 4-year-old, and I'm like, today I just felt really crappy, and I felt like such a bad mom, or the mom guilt is very real, and some days I just need to, like I said, give myself some grace. Or like I talked to my boyfriend, and he's like, you're good. Like, you're a good mom, and today was just a rough day. And you're gonna have those rough days. It's gonna happen. But I just wanted to let you know that you're doing great. And if you're a new mom, you got this. Or if you're gonna be a new mom, it's gonna be hard, but you got it. No matter what, like, you can do it. And don't be too hard on yourself, because I know it can be so easy to do that. It can be so easy to be so hard on yourself. But you got it. And as long as your baby is happy, your baby's feeling loved, and so are you, that's all that matters. So that's my last one. Oh, I finally got through it. Oh, wait a minute. I got one more. This has nothing to do, this sounds very stupid and small, but let me save you the pain. Let me keep your sanity. Do not, and I repeat, do not get yourself the little snappy onesies. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. I'm telling you. Get the ones with the zippers, because the very last thing you want to do at 3 in the morning after you are so sleep deprived is fuss with some fucking snaps. Like, oh God, my daughter was colicky, so she was crying nonstop in the middle of the night. And I literally be like, oh, trying to snap up all these snaps as she's like pissed, absolutely pissed. Don't do that to yourself. Go get yourself the freaking zipper ones, like, and I'm telling you, it will save your life. I know it's gonna look cute, the little snap ones, because that's what I did. I got all these cute ones, like, oh my God, she's gonna look so cute. You can find cute zipper ones, okay? Do not do that to yourself. Save yourself the trouble, and like I said, your sanity, and get the one with the zippers. You're welcome. And trust me, come back to this video one day, you're gonna thank me. I'm telling you, Anyways, this is done. I'm happy I got through this. And let me know if you're a mom, and what are some things that you wish that you knew differently. So yeah, drop that in the comments. I'm curious to know. Let me know if you guys want a part 2 on like postpartum, like things that people don't talk about postpartum, because that shit is rough. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to know about that, and I can make a video about that too, because there's things that I'm just like, girl, I didn't know. I did not know that, okay? And I wish I did. So yeah. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.